Hey, what's going on? It's your boy Brendan Bird. Yeah, just got back in Houston again. About to burn out, you know what I'm saying? Probably maybe tomorrow or so, like that. I gotta go up north. Yeah, man, I really want to drop um, a fun fact of history. And some, well, I could say fun fact of history, but I'm kind of talking about two different subjects in history. One was kind of positive, somewhat, about a brother, about a black man, a fellow brother, and one is not, it's from a white man, but definitely wasn't really for the cause, but he definitely needed to be addressed, and I'm going to probably address him first, so, I'm not going to put the fun fact of history on the title, so this will just be, facts of history. Um, but his name was James Marion Sim, and he was born, if I believe, he was born in South Carolina. Um, he was born in South Carolina. I think he died in New York, but he lived in briefly in Montgomery, Alabama, um, during the time of his experiments. And I'll touch a little bit about him. I really didn't go into his birthday and stuff like that, cause the dude is kind of despicable to me, and I don't really don't. I mean, in my opinion, I don't think he deserved to have his birthday even mentioned or whatever. So I skipped the birthday and I kind of skipped his death. Uh, because I want to treat him as just a mark in history that most success in America is always has a black presence or a black shadow um, connected to it. So that's pretty much what I'm. That's why I kind of left a lot of things out for this particular person because the things he did, he really don't deserve to be shut out. But he needs, he not just I don't want no one to forget him either, because um, the experiment that he did on um, these enslaved women um, need to be addressed. But yeah, I mean sorry about that, man. Yeah, but he actually bought. He didn't buy. He actually was granted 12 slaves. Um, Now three of them, now three of the, now three slaves that he did document in his I think in his manifesto or in some of his studies and stuff like that. One was Lucy, Bessie, and Archer. Those are the three. Now he had 12, but he documented those names. Um, Now Lucy almost died the uh, on the actual on the table, and she actually contracted um, a very bad infection from his neglecting to really to stitch her up. But actually, he actually opened them up and he cut them open and sewed them back up and cut them open and sewed them back up many times without giving them anesthesia. And at the time, anesthesia was actually already being used in the United States at that time. The experiment he conducted in Montgomery, Alabama, it lasted from 1845 to 1849. Um, and he finally was successful into what he was basically doing was there was a huge upstart, like a disease, a veterinary It basically affects the bladder and the vagina, causing a hole. And it was called vesico-vagina fistula. That was like an obstruct of a defect after childbirth. So it was really common. They said it was very common for women to have. It was actually, now it didn't cause, I mean, they actually caused some, a lot of miscarriage, and unfortunately it caused death as well. It was really, really going rampant, not just in the for black women, African slave women, but women in the dominant society was also catching a lot of stripes from this as well. So it was basically to try to correct it. But he would know, for the 3 years of being um, testing his these different techniques on these slave women, he was successful. And finally stopping and kind of like curing it. So they kind of gave him the father of genealogy, and he was actually inducted into the Academy of Medicine, and he even had a statue erected in his honor in New York. They just removed it this week. The statue been standing there for about 124 years. But but his history of using slaves as test subject to further his advance would pretty much it pretty much made people give pause, and it also was the result. Well, the result was more of the Charlottesville riot than anything else that caused really a lot of second looks to a lot of these crescent bull statues and monuments throughout the country. And they looked at his history, and they seen he used slaves for his experiments. You know what I'm saying? So definitely was grotesque, man. Very barbaric, very torturous, very evil guy, man. For the sake of what he claimed, for the sake of medicine, the good of humanity, he didn't have no humanity. So um, I'm really not going to jump too much in his life. That's really what, in my eyes, that's what he's known for. So that's what he will be known for. That's what I'm gonna put him as. But yeah, man, I'm definitely gonna come back with another fun fact of history. I just didn't want to really put the fun fact of history with this type of history. Um, for the personal subject that I do cover for fun fact of history, that would be a total disrespect to put it that topic with this topic. So I'm probably going to come back with another video with the fun fact of history right after this. All right, one.